Hello, welcome back to another one of my videos. Since apparently it's becoming a thing, weather update today, it's going to go up to 77 and tonight it's going to go down to 45. Again, typical Texas weather. But other than the weather update in December, today we're going to go over the 5 precepts and karma. So you're going to hear a few things repeated, but I want to make sure you understand them in case you didn't see the videos before and just jumped in the middle. So the 5 precepts. The first one is abstaining from killing or harming, and that's any beings, even insects. So that means if you're a hunter, you have to give up hunting. If you see a roach, you can't kill it. Ants, nope. For this question that I've heard on another podcast, if your dog is very ill and you feel it's time to put him down, well, it is considered killing. But when it comes to an animal that you're like, they're really sick, I need to put them down, you know your animals better than anyone else. If you're sitting there with your dog or cat or hamster or any animal that's your pet, and they give you that look saying, yeah, it's time, then it's fine. But other than that little thing, you're not supposed to kill any living being. The next one, obvious, no stealing. I don't really have to go into an explanation about no stealing. The next one we went over before, it's a sexual misconduct. And again, for the ones who weren't here before, that does not mean you're not allowed to have sex if you follow the Buddhist path. That means if you have a partner, you have to make sure you have a connection, and then you have to make sure, hey, they want to do this and I want to do this. And then lastly, it can't be out of lust. It has to be out of love. So you can't have sex, you can make love. It's only the ordained monks who take the vow of chastity that can't have sex. So if you want to follow this path, making love with your lover, still good. False speech or lying, that's another one that speaks for itself. Just be truthful and don't lie to people. And like I've said twice before now, if someone's running for their life, don't tell the person trying to kill them where they're at or where they went. Just use common sense on that one. The last one's intoxicants that cloud the mind. So that means, like I said on another one, no alcohol, no street drugs. Marijuana's not becoming street drug anymore. That one is kind of dicey, but it does cloud your mind in some ways. So I would say if you want to follow this a straight line, avoid that as well. Those are the 5 precepts, explained as good as I could. Now we're going to move on to karma. The definition I have is the universal law of cause and effect, where intentional thoughts, words, and deeds shape our present and future experiences, driving the cycle of rebirth or samsara. And samsara is death and rebirth. Your intention is key. So what you put behind the actions, like if you're like, I intend to hurt this person, it's gonna be bad karma. If you're doing something and it's an accident, you're going to get a reaction out of them, but it's not gonna be as bad as if you did it on purpose. If you help someone, if you're like, here, let me help you, that's good. If you're like, here, let me help you, and in the back of your head you're like, I'm just doing this so I get something back, you're not getting any points into good karma for that. action or karma, and result. So I'm going to read the definitions here just so I make sure I tell you correctly. Actions create seeds that ripen into results later, which can manifest immediately or across lifetimes. So what that means is if I help someone out, they say thank you. That's instant good karma if you did it with good intentions. That means they see you in a better light. You make this positive connection with them. You kick someone. That's negative. That's an instant result. They're going to react. Now, if you believe in rebirth, not everybody does, but if you do, what that means is if you're having a bad day and you don't know why, it's something that possibly happened in the past that you don't remember about, or it's possibly something that happened in a past lifetime and it is coming back to you in that form to test you to see if you could flip it to good karma. Not fate. So like I said with that, karma is not fate. There is an action that happened. So let's say you're the result of being kicked. So you got kicked. You have the chance to kick them back, yell at them, or just nod and walk away. It happened for a reason. It was a test of life. The 3 doors, which have 2 terms. So karma operates through body, speech, and mind, which are your thoughts. So for the thoughts, I put a note down. You know how you always get that thing where you give this person this look and you don't even realize it, and they're like, are you thinking something bad about me? That's because I'm not saying people can read your thoughts. I'm not a mind reader. But if you're having a negative thought, generally someone can tell. If you're having a positive thought, generally someone can tell. Okay, the 3 poisons was the one I meant had 2 terms. So 3 poisons, actions rooted in craving, aversion, and ignorance, which is also called the 3 fires. Why is it called these 2 terms? Because they're bad for you. You have to avoid them. They create dark karma, and they keep you in samsara. So again, the 3 poisons: craving, aversion, and ignorance. Those are bad for you. So it's craving, like, I need to have this. Or aversion, like, I really don't like that person. Or ignorance. Ignorance isn't being stupid. It's just, I would say, being ignorant to the teachings that lead you to a better life. I could be wrong on that, but that's how I see it. That's being ignorant. The path to liberation. By cultivating positive actions or loving kindness and wisdom and purifying intentions and reducing suffering, and moves towards enlightenment and ending the cycle. So loving kindness is a term you will hear a lot in Buddhism. That means loving kindness. I love everybody equally. Whether you're a hateful person, whether you're Trump, whether you're my best friend, whether you're my lover, I love everybody equally. On the lovers though, because that is something that will come up, I'll just throw a little tidbit in here. You're gonna love them more than other people, honestly. But it's loving kindness is pretty much treating everybody as an equal. Flipping to my next page. The next things in karma. So you have dark and you have light karma. So dark karma speaks for itself. It's unwholesome. Actions stemming from the 3 poisons which we just talked about, such as killing, stealing, lying, harsh speech, wrong views, like denying karma. So If you do something bad, you get, we'll say, dark points. Or if you want to look at it from a Star Wars point of view, dark side points. Bright karma, or wholesome, the opposite involving generosity, kindness, ethical conduct, right speech, and wholesome mental states. Does that sound familiar? It sounds kind of like following the Eightfold Path. So again, light side points, if you want to go about that way. Ripening the seeds. That is another important thing to know. Because these seeds, whether they immediately happen or happen at the end of your life or in another lifetime, eventually what you do now will affect you in the future, whether it's reacting to past karma or creating new karma. So at death, accumulating karma shapes the consciousness that forms the next bundle of aggregates or the new being, and samsara leading to rebirth. Again, that's if you believe in rebirth. So look at all this like a scale. Let me make sure I'm not hitting this vine here. So you have good karma and bad karma. So depending which way it goes, good karma, your next life is going to be good. Bad karma, your next life is going to be bad. If you balance out, your next life is probably going to be about the same. Now, looking at this from a different point of view for those of you who don't believe in rebirth, still keep karma in mind, but look at it like this. If you accumulate too much dark karma, you're probably going to look at hell. If you accumulate a good amount of light karma, probably going to go to heaven. A little note, Buddhists do also believe in heaven and hell, but the only difference is it's not a permanent state. Eventually you'll go back down to this level, or from hell back up to this level, but it's through steps. We'll go over that way later on. I just felt like throwing that in. That's really all I have on the subject of karma and the 5 precepts. I hope as always that these videos help you out. And I know these sound like just informational videos, but these first few videos are informational, so you can understand what I say in the future when I get to the actual Dharma talks, which should be longer than 15 to 20 minutes. I hope. I don't have decades of experience like some of these monks, but I hope to see you again in another video. And as always, namaste and live a good life.